Glad to know you are joining us on this program today. This is Tech Bridge. It's the program that connects you to the future. We talk about technology on this show. We talk about innovation. We talk about updates, about anything that happens around the world of technology. I am Sheyifumi Olatide, and I'm not alone on the show today as usual.
I'm Tony Alagoke. You're welcome to Tech Bridge. Today we're going to have a very, very interesting topic because the last time we met on this program, we told you that if you're not watching Tech Bridge, you're not doing yourself a lot of good. So today you see a lot of advantage of cyberspace security, and it will be good for you to listen to every bit of it because it's going to really help you. It's going to help you being safe online. And
it's really, of course, when we talk about cyberspace security, we're talking about how to stay safe online. And most of the things we do now, they are online, they are on the internet.
Actually,
and most of the time people are not so conscious, or probably they are not aware that their accounts, their details are going somewhere else, or someone is doing something fishy at the background. So this program today, we're going to talk about how to know that something is happening to you or to your details online.
You know, everything is about online. Whether you're sending mails, email, or you're on e-commerce, or you are doing banking transaction, bank transfer
or just
transaction,
filling out forms online,
filling forms online, anything online, anything internet, you need to save safe. You need to keep safe. Why? Because there is a middleman.
Yes,
there is a man in
that
the
is
middle.
checking both sides. For you to know that it's actually dangerous for you to use somebody else's Wi-Fi, it could be a potential harm to you. Stay, we'll be right back after this break. Thanks for joining us. This is still Tech Bridge, and on this discussion segment, we have our guest in the house. This is someone that has a lot of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge in this area of cyberspace security. He is at the moment a member of Senate Cybersecurity Working Group and a member of Federal Government Data Harmonization Committee under the Vice President of Nigeria. Join me to welcome Dr. Bayero Agabi on the show.
Pleased to have you.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, powerfully welcome to our midst. And today, because you're an expert and you've been doing this for years, we want you to enlighten us on cybersecurity. What does it mean, cyberspace security?
You have the physical space.
All right.
In the physical space, you may have Ajala Street. Okay, Ajala Street number 22B.
Okay.
Okay. Then you now also have, it's two worlds now, physical world and the cyber world.
The virtual world.
The virtual world. So in the virtual or on the cyber world, you also have addresses that you can say www.lagosstatetelevision.com or slash, maybe there's a shop that you can say slash so shop. Okay, if you need that kind of a thing and all that. That is exactly what we are talking about. And in these two worlds, there are crimes that are committed. If you commit a crime in the physical world, there are rules and regulations and laws, that will apprehend you. Then in the virtual world, why it has become so serious, for nations, individuals, and organizations, is the fact that organizations, businesses, government to people, and people to government, economies and military, achievements are now connected in the cyberspace, So it makes it now much more of interest to nations of the world. And that is why you see everyone is talking about cybersecurity.
Everyone wants to stay safe.
Yes, because I'll give an example. Most of these, not mentioning any organization's name now, most of these organizations or companies that you buy things from and they deliver to you, we know them. the bigger ones.
That's the online
The
stores.
online stores.
Yeah.
If you remove the technology that they use, what will they become? They will just become like all those roadside stores.
Sure.
So it is the technology that they are now deploying. Okay? So that makes them available, susceptible to hackers, or like your TSA, for instance, your Treasury single account or Nigeria. It's not paper.
It's virtual.
It is virtual. And so the virtual space has become bigger than the physical space because everyone is on the virtual space, doing business, networking. We call them social network because it's a network of an aggregation of networks, people coming together, to socialize. First of all, if you are an alumni group, you come together, that is networking. Okay. The first and foremost is to network. And the second level is to see how we can benefit one another. The same thing obtains. So when you social network, the second level is to see how we can trade with one another.
That is where the
in
business
terms of
angle
skills,
comes in.
yes, as well. Then, so the third level is the application of skills. Maybe knowledge, school, education. Those are the things that the third level. And the fourth level is governance.
Okay. So much talk about cybersecurity and how it starts, how we can kind of liken it to the physical shop that we have. Then talking about the security angle of it, do you think Nigeria is really aware about the level of crime committed in the cyberspace compared to the developed countries?
Well, awareness is one thing. Taking action is another thing. Whether or not Nigerians or Nigeria is aware, yes, those who play in it, who use technology to deploy businesses, they are aware. If the reason they don't announce it is because if you hear that your bank is compromised today or is hacked, what will happen? What will you do?
I'll be
I'll
take my money. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
You just be hearing pim, pim, pim. So I quickly go and
that's why you see there will be a run on that bank, and that is why they don't announce them. So it happens on a weekly basis, and they just try to manage it. They try to manage those things, and a lot of people are also paying for it. We go back to them and all of that. So that's also so the reason they are also adjusting their laws, like the 2015 cybersecurity law.
Okay, there is a law in place for
There's
that.
a law in place. There's a cybersecurity law, but not very encompassing. There are certain things that that law really cannot addressed. Because you see, the industry is evolving and is developing on a daily and weekly basis.
I want to find out, because I know these days we've been talking about the cybersecurity itself and identity theft. How does this happen? What does it mean?
I think this is one area I'm really, really interested in, because our behavioral pattern offline leads to why or how they are able to steal our identity online.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
What that means is that you're going to travel from here to Jamaica tomorrow. You are at the airport to fly. You take yourself picture. I'm on my way to Jamaica. Okay. Then the people already know that you are leaving Lagos for Jamaica. That is a data that they have harvested about you. Perhaps last week you were in Ijebu for one party. That is a data they have harvested.
Okay.
So they can trace that, all of that, over 6 months or 1 year to know your behavioral pattern, to know the things that you do on a regular basis. Okay. Then you can also check, we call it background check. You can also check what your friends do and the kind of things you also discuss with your friends. You go and click the friends that you have. You find out that you may have visited your friend, or your friend may have visited your house. From that, I will know where you live.
Okay.
I know the number of children that you have. I will know your in-laws, know your friends, and the rest of it, and all of that. based on that, I can try some combination of passwords and all that.
Because those people are actually, they are hackers, they are thieves.
So these are people who, hackers are not imaginary. They harvest information. Yes.
That we push out.
That you push out. You know. So that's why I say our behavioral pattern exposes us to hacking very easily. You know. And another thing is, you know, breaching the rights of our kids. For instance, you know, you have a baby today. You put that baby naked on Facebook or on Instagram. That baby is naked. You did not ask the permission of that child to put that baby online. Okay, don't forget that anything you put online is remains there forever.
Yes, it's a public space.
Yes, you don't have control over it anymore. So that child grows up tomorrow, and he or she may feel ashamed that this is me naked online.
So somebody must have kept the picture.
Exactly. He or she may want to become a politician or anything, or get a job in any of the whatever, you know, all those kind of things. So that the things that we must learn not to do.
I even saw some people, like we discussed before this program, that some people even clone your Facebook
account.
They clone the big wigs of Facebook. This is identity theft.
Exactly. So identity theft is actually, your identity is not just your password. Is the things that you do. You know, they put all of data, they harvest the data together. That what makes up your identity are the things you do that makes you complete. When they say a man is a Yoruba man, it's not because you bear Olatubonsu, okay, but because perhaps you understand how to eat, you know, the Yoruba meal, the delicacy. You know, you grew up in one of the Yoruba states,
all right,
okay, and you speak the language very well, and your parents are from those states. And then the things that you do, you hobnob with people, you know, from those regions and the rest of it. That makes you, that is the identity, that is your identity. The kind of clothes you wear, the food you eat, the music you listen to, those are the things that makes your complete identity.
And someone can eventually use that.
Yes, just put all of that together in one box and say, yes, if I now come to meet a banker, and you say, what's your name? Even though my name is Bayero Agabe, and I say my name is Olatunbosu, and you say you're Olatunbosu, and he asks 1 or 2, 3 questions, and I answer those questions very well.
You can get what you want.
And that's it. And you don't forget, if it's facial, whatever, that can be cloned. If it's thumb, whatever, that can be cloned. Okay. So
I even discovered the people that are doing this, they're actually doing it to deceive people to make money. For example, somebody will clone a Facebook of so person and begin to say, okay, send me airtime, a lot of information. So
that's even the minor end to it.
All right.
Because by the time we begin to face real cybersecurity challenge, it will be a huge one for us, because Nigeria's cyberspace is really not well protected.
And the more reason why we have this program to enlighten people about the security on
this. Yes, it's not well protected.
All right, so we talk about public Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And we understand that we love a lot of freebies in Nigeria. But what are the dangers in it if I use our neighbor's Wi-Fi? Is there any harm?
If you go on a public Wi-Fi, what will they ask you? They say, put a so thing, you create
a profile.
Your profile. That is what they need.
And someone can use that.
So they harvest all those information and then do a background check on who you are. So and then they can use it to do whatever things what they want to do. Let me even tell you that it has gone so bad to the extent that the popular brand, the trusted brands that you know today, if you go to Apple Store or App Store, for instance, you want to download a bank that you know that is trustworthy, you can find out that some of those apps are no longer, they are cloned, and you download. They will ask you for your name, your father's name, your mother's name, and all those kind of information that they need not ask you. And when you get to that level, you have to be very careful, because Once you see, they begin to ask you where you come from. They begin to ask your mother's name. They begin to ask you your educational qualification. You have to withdraw.
Okay.
You have
Those
to
are the
withdraw.
things to look at.
Yes, those are the things to look at for. You know, there are other things that you should not, like you receive emails, all those unsolicited emails. You know, don't quickly respond, and do not accept, you know, as a friend, even on Facebook, people you really don't know. You can know you may not someone you may not know someone, but you want to accept the person. But first of all, do a background check. You know, find out who the person knows
before you
and
accept.
who the person is, you know, interacting with and all of that before you say, okay, you can accept this person.
I see.
Yes.
Now, for the purpose of prevention,
Yes.
I know there's something they call intrusion prevention system and detection systems. How can we make use of this? How can we benefit from this?
What I will always preach is cyber responsibility and self-regulation.
Okay.
Yeah, because no matter how you try to apply those preventive measures, you can always be broken into.
Wow.
Yeah, you can always be
Even
broken
with
into.
all these mechanisms in place.
Someone created them. For instance, if you go to the bank to go pick an ATM, they only give you a paper to sign, right?
Yeah.
You just pick your ATM. They give you first to sign. You sign, and then they give you the ATM, and then you go. Do you read what you sign?
Someone says that they are so tiny that probably that's why you don't know what is
The
there.
truth is that
Without you signing in, without you signing in, they won't proceed
but
further.
it's always good to read what you have just signed. You have signed away your right. You have just signed away your right, telling you that if that thing is compromised, and if your bank or account is compromised or money is taken from your account, the responsibility is yours.
Not the bank.
It's not the bank. What we call cyber hygiene, if it's not properly maintained and all of that, so the checks are balancings, and then the person, so you can be seated there. I'm sure you have heard situations where you have your ATM with you, and then you'll see alert.
That's a lot of time. Yeah, a lot of time.
happens.
It happens.
Exactly.
It happens.
So those are the so that will cyber responsibility and ensuring that you regulate yourself.
So it has to be
self-regulation.
individual responsibility.
Yes, regulate yourself. Cyber responsibility begins with you, and then you have to be careful how you use some of these things, because yes, they're good. The pluses are much more than the minuses, but the minuses, when it hits,
it erases all the
can be
pluses.
very devastating.
So in one word, we should be more careful of what we do online. From what even if they put all the mechanisms, all the systems in place, we should still be responsible to our actions.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
All right. It's been nice talking with you, Dr. Bayero Agabe. We wish this discussion can continue. We'll have a part 2 of this shortly, because we've not talked about cookies, how it affects us.
No, we have not spoken at all. We have not spoken at all.
That is a major thing.
Even the military era, you can see that, how, like North Korea threatening the world. How North Korea does not have the economic power to threaten the world. You can see Russia determining the outcome of elections in the US. Why? How? They are also determining the elections in Europe and UK and the rest of the world. Why? How? So you can see little countries are really taking it very, very seriously. Let me put it on the religion scale as we scale down now. They say the supernatural controls the physical. So the cyber world is the supernatural, and it controls whatever happens in the physical. The software controls the hardware. You can see these things here now. They control whatever happens with this hardware.
So without the software,
without
the
OS, nothing works.
Even the cyber security we're talking about is driven by the software. It's actually software.
A
lot of things like Java, HTML5.
You have to understand these basic things before we begin to now talk about the technicalities and how they work and who does what and not, and how to prevent them and all of those things.
All right. Thanks so very much for joining us on this show. We're glad to have you, and hope some other time we'll have you again.
Thank you very much for the show.
All right. The program is still Tech Bridge. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back from that break, and the program is still Tech Bridge, and we had a very interesting discussion there. You agree with me?
Very, very interesting.
Honestly,
because the man said a lot.
A lot of
that
things.
doctor said a lot. You have to be responsible to your own action.
I think that is the part I'm picking, that it has to be individual efforts towards ensuring that we are safe online.
Because when you talk about security threats, it's actually about you. You initiated it.
Yes.
You post, you take your picture, you post it online, you do some things, you left them on or open.
Even with the most efficient softwares, antivirus, anti-malware, anti-phishing that we have, we still have to take responsibility.
You have to take responsibility, because if you don't take responsibility, then there will be a problem for you. And cyber security is more than putting a system, because I was trying to find out about a intrusion system
and detection
system, and the man said it goes beyond that. So if you're thinking that a bank will take care of all those stuff,
you have to be wary.
You have to be wary, because anything can happen, so that you not start hearing alerts.
Okay, that is where we end the show today. Many thanks for joining us, and please do remember that we have our social media platforms, our Facebook, our WhatsApp, our YouTube, and of course our email. You can connect with us. We appreciate your feedback.
Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you. Maybe there's a particular topic you want us to discuss, or you want us to actually mention one or two things. Please get to our social media handles and chat with us.
Of course, it's your show. And also remember that you can place your advert on this show. You have some innovations that you want the public to know about. This is the right platform that
your
you
product,
have.
your services, and a lot of things that you want us to know. You want people to know. Please come on board.
All right. So that is where we drop the content on today's show. I am Sheyi Fumi Olatide.
I am Tony Olagoke. Thank you for joining us.
See you some other time.